Hello and welcome. This is Pics by Dan. Today we're going to do a review. We're going to review a camera that I've had for a year or so, and I'm going to tell you whether or not you should consider the Fuji XPro3 in 2021. I've got the Fuji XPro3 with the 23mm f2. Basically gives me the equivalent, the Fuji X100F. It's a great carry-along rig with the 23 f2. It's weather tight. For me, the rain isn't as big a problem as the dust. Probably the first item that needs to be addressed is the flip screen. The flip screen caused quite a commotion a year ago. I think the sub monitor has a lot of use. The flip screen stays up except if I'm working on menus or something like that. But my goal when I take this camera out is to have it ready to shoot. We're shooting JPEGs with it. We love the Fujifilm simulations. We love what they do. We love not editing photos. The versatility within the JPEG photography of Fuji is really cool. For the raw shooters out there, all those areas that are grayed out, fully available when you're shooting JPEGs, you can pretty well run the camera in circles. It operates really fast. One of the things I really like about this camera is this. It's got multiple card slots. You might think that's for backing up your photos, and I think that would be a good use for it. I happen to use it for when I forget a memory card. I've still got one in there. That's my use for it. I don't really back up, but I do have a backup memory card in. Be able to follow through on those days when, you know, you just forget the damn memory card. Happens. Not to me. I got an extra. It's right in there. Ready to shoot. So in the case of an emergency, I got a spare card. I can see why people would put a second card specifically for backup, but I just use it for backup of a different way. XPro3 has the same sensor as all of the newer Fuji cameras. It's 26 megapixel. You know, you would think with a premium camera you would get more megapixels, a little bigger sensor, maybe, you know. No, the Fuji systems are all pretty much the same. It's all about the inspiration. There isn't really a good reason to pay this price for this sensor and setup, because it's pretty well available on all the newer cameras that Fuji makes. Difference, I think, is about inspiration. Inspirational photography happens when you're inspired to go out and shoot. This camera's pretty inspiring. It's a workhorse. It's ready to go every day. Strap it on and go shoot, and it's ready to do it. I don't know what the price is for something like that, or if it justifies the price difference, but it does for me. You know, the flip screen was quite a topic when this came out. It was kind of pegged as the anti-chimping camera, or I don't know if that's the purpose or not, because I still chimp. I just do it through the electronic viewfinder. You know, you can take the photo and still get a 2-second, you know, image display to make you look like you got your shot, but you don't look like you chimped it. It's kind of sneaky, but it works. The electronic viewfinder is nice. It's got a lot of resolution, and you really get a great view of what you're doing. When I put the camera to my eye, without turning the camera on, I can pretty well compose 35 millimeters right there, and then decide if I want to even turn the camera on. Something I use a lot more than I ever thought I would. So yay Fuji. And also with the flip of the switch, I'm using the optical viewfinder, which is a purely sort of analog way to line up your images, but I really enjoy it. It still gives you an opportunity to chimp if you want to chimp. You know, you shoot with the optical viewfinder, click, click, and gives you another little 2-second digital display through the electronic viewfinder and flips you right back to the optical viewfinder. It's a nice way to shoot. I can charge it through a USB cord, so I'm not taking batteries in and out. You know, a battery pretty well gets me through a day's shoot. A walk-along camera that's ready to push up to my eye, pose a shot, flick it on, crack that shutter. Fuji XPro3 delivers. You know, it's funny, the sub monitor was kind of a laughing thing for camera reviewers. It was seen as very gimmicky. So I've got 7 film simulation modes queued up, ready to fire off at any time. I got a shortcut button set up for them, and each and every one of those film simulation modes shows on the sub monitor. I can actually flip to what I want to shoot without programming anything. All I do is click a button and I'm in that mode. And you know, it's a really neat way to shoot. And also having the option of changing simulation modes on the fly. My favorite thing about JPEGs, no edit. I have a hard enough time just editing the videos for this. You know, it's a lot like people using presets in Lightroom. There really isn't a lot of different, except they're working on a raw image that, obviously a raw image is a bigger, fatter file that's gonna have a lot more wiggle room. I shoot this camera in just about every vlog I do. It's a daily shooter. So, do I have any regrets? Nope. Well, just one, sorta. I wish I'd have paid the extra $200 and gotten the Durablack titanium. It's really nice. And if I had known this camera would be my camera for the next 3 or 4 years, I would have bought it because it does make a difference. And it's all back to that inspiration thing. I've seen the Durablack and ooh, it looks nice. The flat black has got its appeal and it does really well. So, is it worth it in 2021? Price hasn't dropped. Fuji hasn't dropped the price at all. Yeah, I'd buy it now if I were shopping the Fuji system. I know the XS10 and the XT4, and they've added some stabilization and some other things, but you know, for what I do, which is mostly photography, I don't do much video with the Fuji. It's a camera's camera. It's built to take photos, and it's pretty serious about it. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for any of the new systems because I don't need video. I need a photographer camera, and that's what this is. It's a little sharpshooter. If you wonder why I don't use the Fuji X100V, is because I like to slap a telephoto lens on this, and I also like to shoot with a zoom telephoto lens. But normally I just go out with the 23mm f2. I've got film simulation modes. I've got Fuji advanced filters, which I use. You know, it's a nice complete camera, and I think the XPro3 completes the JPEG system within Fuji better than any camera that they've done. And you know, I get a lot of shit for shooting JPEGs, and probably already got thumbs down for it, but it's my camera. I shoot it how I want to shoot it and how I like to shoot it. I'm really thankful for you tuning in. Hope I helped. I'm not affiliated with anything. I don't have any links below. But if you are going to buy this camera, go buy it from one of the reviewers, because there's some really good ones out there. If you haven't checked out my videos before, go take a look. We have a lot of fun on this channel. Thanks for coming. This is Pics by Dan.